It's funny how your whole life can change because of a single moment. And for me, that moment happened between the squeaky hinges of the glass door at the back of the office. I was mopping just another Tuesday night until she walked in. She was trouble in heels, a smirk, and a whisper of danger. Her name is Eliza Turner, and I was already doomed from the moment our eyes met. This is the story of how the part-time janitor stole the heart of the untouchable vice president. Most nights, I work alone. I show up around 6 p.m. after everyone's gone, lights off, computers cooled down, chairs stacked up neatly on the tables. I run my floor polisher, push my mop, the same routine, day in, day out. It's quiet, peaceful, perfect for thinking, for dreaming, for hiding. Because in this big empty office, I'm just a shadow, a ghost, a cleaner. I'm nothing. No one pays attention to me. I'm invisible. The first time she stepped in, she changed everything. I remember that night clearly. I was washing windows. The glass walls were my mirror. I could see myself reflected, the faded blue polo shirt, the grimy rags, my worn-out sneakers. Suddenly, I felt exposed, judged. Because standing by the glass doors was she, taking it all in, smiling slowly, her eyes meeting mine. And the world went quiet. Everything was still silent. All I could see was her walking toward me, her smile widening and then stopping just beyond arm's reach. "Hello," she said. Her voice was music to my ears, and I answered, "Hi." But that was it. That was all we exchanged. She left, and I went back to polishing glass. But the quiet was different now. It was loud, echoing, and I couldn't shake off the feeling that she'd seen more than just the janitor cleaning windows. She'd seen me. The following days, she kept coming in late, staying late, and I kept seeing her, catching glimpses of her here and there. I saw the way she held herself, chin up, shoulders back, owning every inch of space she occupied. I watched how she commanded respect, how her eyes sparkled with intelligence and fire. I saw the kindness in her smiles, the strength in her handshake, and the fierce determination on her face, and I fell for her. Hard. She became my obsession, my daydreams, my everything. I started wearing nicer clothes to work, hoping she'd notice. I fixed my hair, I shaved, I tried impressing her with my appearance, even though all she ever saw me doing was cleaning. I wanted her to see me not just as a janitor, but as me. But she didn't. At least, not yet. Then one Friday afternoon, it rained. The rain was one of those relentless, pounding on the roof kind. And she was stuck in the office. It was around 5 p.m., the usual rush hour. But tonight, no one was leaving. The streets were jammed, cars honking, people running for cover. It was then that she started pacing, her phone pressed to her ear, her frustration growing with each passing minute. "No, I told you, I won't leave until I have a solution. Yes, I know there's traffic, but there's always a solution. Think outside the box. I don't care what it takes, but get me to that meeting. Yes. And find a way to fix the website. Look, I need everything under control by tomorrow. This isn't a suggestion. It's an order." She slammed the phone down. The weight of her responsibilities was clear in her clenched jaw, the dark circles under her eyes, the tremor in her hands. Seeing her so vulnerable, I couldn't stand by and watch. So I called out, "Can I help?" She turned to me, startled. "What?" And I repeated. I said, "Can I help? Maybe drive you somewhere?" She stared at me for a moment, probably wondering if I'd lost my mind. But then she took a deep breath. "Thank you," she said softly. "That would be amazing." As we drove through the winding streets, I learned a lot about her. She loved jazz and classic movies. She had a soft spot for stray animals. She hated pineapple on pizza. We talked about everything and nothing. And I couldn't help but relax into it, into the easy banter, the comfortable silence, the shared laughter. It was the first time I'd had a conversation with someone so accomplished, someone so driven, and it scared me, intimidated me. I wasn't sure why I was invited into her world, why she chose to open up to me, the janitor, but I cherished every moment. When we finally got to her apartment building, she turned to me, a sad smile on her lips. "Thank you," she said again. "This was crazy, wasn't it? A VP riding around with her janitor." I grinned back, trying to hide the lump in my throat. "Crazy, I agreed, but fun, too." Then she did something unexpected. She reached out and tucked a loose strand of hair behind my ear. Her fingers lingered on my skin, sending shivers down my spine. "You take care of yourself, all right?" she whispered. "Yes, ma'am," I replied, my voice cracking. But neither of us moved. We stood there, frozen, until I broke the silence. "So, good night, Miss Turner." She nodded slowly. "Night, Jays." And with that, I shut the car door and raced away. Back then, I didn't realize that was just the beginning. After that night, we started spending more and more time together. We explored hidden cafes, vintage bookstores, and quiet parks. She introduced me to her friends, her family. They were stunned, confused, skeptical. They couldn't understand why she was hanging out with someone so different from her. And maybe they were right. Maybe it wasn't normal. But I couldn't help but feel that this was my chance, my opportunity to break free from my everyday life, to experience something more, to dream bigger. One rainy Sunday afternoon, we were curled up on her couch, watching old black and white movies. We were laughing, eating popcorn. And for a while, I forgot about my worries, my doubts, my fears. I was just me with her. And I knew I was falling in love, but then reality hit. As much as I liked her, I could undeny that I was living in a world that valued her status and my lack thereof. I was a nobody. She was somebody, and our worlds were crashing. Together, I couldn't bear the thought of losing her. So I told her, "Look, Eliza, I have to tell you something." She turned to me, her eyes searching mine. "What is it?" I took a deep breath. I'm just a janitor. Eliza, you deserve someone better. Someone who can give you what you really need." "Don't," she whispered, reaching out to touch my cheek. "Please don't do this. I know who you are, Jay, and I love you." Her words were music to my ears, but her tears were a melody I couldn't bear to listen to. "No, you don't," I choked out. "You don't understand what I bring to the table. You're a billionaire's daughter. I'm just a guy who cleans floors for a living." She stood up abruptly, her voice trembling with emotion. "This isn't about money, Jason. It's about us. It's about who we are to each other. Don't throw this away." Her eyes pleaded with me, but I was resolute. I had to protect her. I had to shield her from the pain that I knew would come my way. So I turned away, hiding my own tears, and whispered, "Goodbye, Eliza." As I walked away, I heard her call my name, but I didn't look back. I couldn't. The world might not have understood our love, but in that small, silent office, it didn't matter. Because in that place where I cleaned floors and emptied bins, I had loved and been loved by the most extraordinary girl, and that was enough for me. Years passed, seasons changed, and I still returned to that office. Not as the janitor, but as the CEO. I had built my own company. We were unstoppable. And yet, sometimes when I walk into that office, I catch myself looking for her. I wonder if she thinks of me, if she misses me, if she wonders what happened to the guy who cleaned floors and dared to love her. I may not have her, but the memory of her love, the taste of her kiss, the echo of her laughter still resonates within these four walls. It's a reminder that sometimes the greatest love stories unfold in the most unexpected places, and sometimes the hardest goodbyes are for the ones who loved us the most.